Hi, I'm Courtney and the owner of the Pets Digest. And today I want to speak with you about rosemary in your dog's food. Why is it there and does it cause seizures? We will answer all the questions. A little bit about the Pets Digest. It started because of my dog Chi Chi. There on the right, he had pancreatitis, and I just wanted to form a community and a blog around pets with digestive issues. And the blog kind of flourished into something a lot more. It's now more of a lifestyle blog for pets, and we have formed a little community, and I just love it. But as most owners are starting to become more cognizant of what goes into their body, they're also becoming more cognizant of what goes into their pets' bodies. And many are starting to regularly read dog food labels and notice that rosemary is a pretty common ingredient in most dog foods. So, since it's becoming a lot more popular, owners are starting to ask questions like, why is rosemary even in my dog's food? Is it even safe for them? Is it going to affect my dog's health long term? So, we'll talk a little bit about these things. Obviously, dogs can eat rosemary, otherwise, it wouldn't be in most dog foods. And it actually has a lot of beneficial qualities for dogs when given in smaller amounts. However, there are some dangers associated with feeding them excessively um, rosemary. So you don't want to give too much because that can definitely cause some issues. There are several studies that show rosemary extract is perfectly safe for dogs and that it actually has numerous health benefits for dogs. The AAFCO, which is the Association of American Feed Control Officials, approves of the use of rosemary in dog food. There was a study done in 2012 by a panel, and they were unable to fully determine the safety and efficacy of adding rosemary extract into dog food because they stated that there needs to be a lot more research. And I do agree. There's not a when I was researching for this article and YouTube because this is also an article on my website. I couldn't find a ton of information. So I would agree that more research still needs to be done. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of feeding your dog rosemary. Rosemary has been used in dog food for about over 20 years, and it is used as an antioxidant. So antioxidants are chemicals, I guess you would say, that help to neutralize cell damaging free radicals in the body. And these have been linked with preventing cancer and preventing heart disease in dogs. Also, it has antimicrobial effects, which is one of the reasons why rosemary is such a great preservative. I'll put that in quotations because it's not officially a preservative, but it does help fight off microbes and other pathogens like bacteria and fungi and keep that at bay and help the food from spoiling too soon. In addition, if you've ever noticed that a dog eats grass, and I'll have owners come in and say, my dog's eating grass, he has GI issues, his stomach is upset, there's something wrong, or he's trying to soothe his stomach. Rosemary actually has been shown to have the ability to assist with digestive related issues, usually due to antimicrobial properties. Also, it has been shown, and people too, has been shown to be to a mood enhancer and to enhance memory. I know my father, he had dementia, and I started using rosemary extract on everything. I think he was a bit too far gone, but it didn't help so much. But it has been shown to help with memory. It also has been shown to have anti cancer effects as well, like I said before. So, what are some of the dangers with feeding your dog rosemary? One of the main ones, of course, is seizures when you think about it. But rosemary is a nervous system stimulant. So, when given in small quantities, it can lead to a calming and more relaxing effect on your dog. But if fed too much, it can produce the opposite effect and cause seizures. And that's when people need to be concerned about those type of things. So, while this isn't an issue for most pet parents, if your dog already suffers from seizures, rosemary may be something you want to eliminate from their diet or keep at bay, or at least keep in low quantities. And if you do decide to feed your dog with seizures, food with rosemary in it, just speak with your vet so that you guys can come up with a game plan and keep a really close eye on your dog. One other thing that may affect dogs with rosemary in their food is allergies, of course. Dogs can develop allergies just like people to anything, basically. And while most dogs do tolerate rosemary pretty well, some have been shown to have severe allergies or sensitivities to the herb. And this looks like really, really itchy skin, dry, flaky skin, GI issues like vomiting, diarrhea sometimes, some hair loss, bumps and rashes can form, and of course chronic ear infections. But this is how a lot of dog food allergies or intolerances are presented. I do have in a complete article on the Pets Digest about the difference between food allergies and food intolerances if that's something you're interested in. So this is how it's presented in basically all of those instances. Also, seizures. So you may notice seizures, of course. We already discussed that though. So if you're concerned that your dog may have an allergy to rosemary, your vet can assist you with two things. One is getting a blood test to determine if your dog really is allergic to rosemary. And two is to do a food trial. And I always tell people if you're going to go the food trial route, it's a long road. So be prepared for that journey. It can take months and months and months. At least I would say give it at least 3 months. And you want to be extremely strict on what you feed your dog. And make sure you are really diligent about reading the packaging because they can people put rosemary in dog treats and not just the food. So you want to make sure you're not giving your dog any dog treats with rosemary in it as well. And to treat them for any food sensitivities is going to be the same thing as a food trial basically. You want to remove any trace of rosemary from his or her diet and just get rid of it from their diet. It's a pretty easy fix. And if it is allergy related due to rosemary, once you get it out of their diet, everything should kind of cease. So they shouldn't have the itchy skin, the chronic ear infections, all of that should go away. And any wounds or open scratches that resulted from them being so itchy may take a little while to heal. And you may need antibiotics from your vet, but they should definitely heal and go away within a reasonable amount of time. So the following dogs, they probably should not have rosemary in their diet as unless um if you do decide to give them rosemary, make sure they're really, really super closely supervised and have a game plan again with your vet. So dogs that have seizures, you kind of want to steer away from any foods with rosemary in them. Pregnant dogs probably shouldn't have it as well. And dogs that have allergies to rosemary. So you can definitely add rosemary to your dog's food if it's something you decide to do. However, you want to check with your dog's food first to see if there's already rosemary in it because like I said, you don't want to overload their systems with rosemary and give them too much. So if your dog's food already has rosemary in it, then I probably would bypass giving them anything um, other than what's in their food. And you also, a lot of owners, if you make your own dog's food, then you can add it. However, it's probably not something you'll want to do daily. They don't really need it daily. It's not anything that dogs need. It's just something, humans think may be good for them. So if you're going to give it to them, I would not do more than an eighth of a teaspoon of a tincture. And you definitely do not want to give them any undiluted rosemary, either externally or internally. So, on their bodies or in their bodies, never, never use undiluted rosemary. You always want to use it diluted because, again, like I said, it can definitely have the opposite effect and cause seizures. So, you want to check with your vet before you give your dog anything anyway. And I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure you visit my website, give me a like, give me a follow if you thought it was helpful. And if not, let me know why. I would be really interested in knowing. And I appreciate you viewing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.